Something very different today. I unbox the Trick or Treat Studios Hellfest masks, and if you know me at all, you know that I am a huge fan of the film. It came out a year ago, I saw it in theaters, I tried to spread the word, but it was gone from theaters almost immediately. It has, over the course of the last year, gained a sizable cult following, but it wasn't the kind of runaway success that led to endless sequels. So I was surprised and elated that Trick or Treat Studios had licensed this property to release not just one mask, but 3. I'm such a huge fan that over the last year I've collected many original props from the film. And that gives me a very unique opportunity today, because this gives us the chance to compare Trick or Treat Studios' other mask side by side with the original hero shooting mask. You ready to go? Overall, I'd say that it's a good effort from Trick or Treat Studios. The mask does have a lot of features of the original mask, although a lot of them are not nearly as deep or as pronounced as on the original. I guess that's to be expected. The paint job is good, but doesn't hold up against the original. The mask itself, as far as the pull, is about half the depth of the original mask. I'd say the biggest areas of concern would be around the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, whereas you can see a lot of difference. There's a lot of interesting damage that is carried over from the original mask in certain areas like this. And the original mask, it has real depth to it. Here, it's you can feel the texture of the difference in depth, but basically they're relying on the paint job to get them through. The ears are the biggest point of departure from the original mask. They're not even close. Maybe the paint job is making the actual sculpt look a lot different, but if you look closely at the video, you'll see there's really considerable differences. You'll see that on the original screen-used mask, there was a piece of double-stick tape that left residue across the top of the mask that was used to hold the hood in place. That's not a fault of this mask that does not have it, but it's interesting because if that piece of tape would actually go right here where there's very little definition. So I guess during the planning stages, Tony Gardner's team actually planned for that. Overall, I'd say this is an awesome Halloween mask, and it's awesome for a collector of the film. I would love to see a really talented artist go back and repaint this mask to make it closer to the original. But as it is, right as it is, I think this is a very, very, very good mask for the price point. And I would say that any fan of the film will be overjoyed by it. My suggestion is, especially at this price point, go for it. If you're a fan, it's certainly going to be a cool costume to put together for Halloween or to go to a convention. It's a character we're not seeing nearly enough of in fan circles, so this would be a great place to start. A dark green hoodie, some blue jeans, and the hardest part of cosplaying is getting those well-worn work boots. So this character in the film is not what they're calling it. We're being referred to as the Executioner's Mask, which is not correct. If you look right over my shoulder in the back, you'll see the actual Executioner's hood that was used in the film. So what these characters are, you'll see these throughout the film. Because they wear robes, fans have given to calling these characters the Druids. They're not scarers. They're more like park employees that are there to observe and just have a creepy presence. But there's also a room full of these in the Hell Maze at the end of the film, where they're costumed. Now, if you read descriptions online, they're going to say that the killer wears this mask, and the killer at no point wears this mask. In fact, our final girl, Natalie, does wear this mask, and the killer does not. But it is an iconic mask to the film. And it is exactly what's in the film, which is a cheap plastic Halloween mask. I think it would be doing a disservice to go too crazy. Now, I do have one of the screen-used Druid masks. It's actually the character that our heroes see as soon as they enter the Deadlands. And it is a latex mask, and it is quite a bit different. But the masks that are in the room in the Hell Maze at the end are these plastic masks. And I think this is an extremely faithful rendition of that mask. At $10, this should be a no-brainer for fans. Quality-wise, it's exactly what you expect. There is a band led through 2 holes. It's tied off, goes around the head. The mask is a little bit large for a lot of people, I would think, but it's probably pretty accurate to the film. So the Devil Mask. So this is the mask the killer wears at the beginning of the film. This mask, honestly, is my least favorite of the 3 from Trick or Treat Studios. I'd love to put it up on the mannequin head, but unfortunately the hole that is cut into the mask that the elastic line leads through, will not hold. Now this is a very minor thing that I can make an easy fix, but right out of the box it was out of the hole. It had pulled out. They do have a cushion on the back of this one so that you could actually wear it comfortably, and they also blackened the eye holes in the back, which actually is really cool because there is on both these masks a mesh here to block out the eyes so you can't see the pupils through it. That's a nice touch. This just annoys me because it's such a minor thing. Again, at $10, what do I want? Getting a little crazy. It is very, very screen accurate. I have a feeling that this mask was based on ones that had already existed on the market before the movie came out. So it's possible they worked from an existing mold that the movie actually just pulled off a rack. But it's a good-looking mask. It's a very accurate representation of the film. This is the only thing I have to say negative about any of the three masks, especially at the price point. So, would I recommend buying them? Of course I would. It's a great series of masks from Trick or Treat Studio for a film that's really deserving of a lot more respect. And to be honest with you, I hadn't thought I was going to get as good a value out of it as I did. There is no doubt a lot of difference between the screen-used mask and the Trick or Treat Studio mask in the case of the other, but I can't really imagine how there wouldn't be. You know, these days it's very easy to buy a Michael Myers mask or a screen-accurate Jason Voorhees mask. It's a little bit harder to go and find some of these lesser-known films or lesser-appreciated films. So if you love Hellfest, this is a great opportunity. I'm sure this is not going to last for very long, so you probably do want to jump on this. It's great to see a film that's not titled Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, or The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, getting a chance to get this type of merchandise made. If you'd like to see what I've collected in original props from Hellfest, just let me know in the comments and maybe I'll put a full video together doing just that. In the meantime, have a happy Halloween.